The postgrad life and intricacies of familial relationships through our protagonist, Zach Javier. This film takes place at a Filipino party with tons of food, people, and gossip. Films that inspire this short film are The Debut, When You're Lucky on This Billboard, and Fruits of Your Labor. The Filipino Goodbye are based on my experiences growing up as Filipino, feelings that I felt coming back home from college, and topics prevalent in the Filipino community, such as generational trauma to toxic behavior in Filipino families. My team and I want to raise $5,000 by the end of February. With your support, your donation will go towards different parts of production, such as production design, catering, and many more. I'm working with talented creators and friends to tell a story that's close to my heart, and I hope this story can resonate with people, whether Filipino or not. If you want to support my film and team, please donate to our Season Spark in our bio. And if you want to follow our adventure making this film, please follow our Instagram at The Filipino Goodbye. Your support will help me and my team create a world and story we hope people in our communities are proud to see themselves in. My name is Raymond Tish. I'm a Filipino-American director, and I'm making a short film called The Filipino Goodbye. And I need your help bringing this film come to life. This film is about experiences of postgrad life and intricacies of familial relationships through our protagonist, Zach Javier. This film takes place at a Filipino party with tons of food, people, and gossip. Films that inspire this short film are The Debut, When You're Lucky on This Billboard, and Fruits of Your Labor. The Filipino Goodbye are based on my experiences growing up as Filipino, feelings that I felt coming back home from college, and topics prevalent in the Filipino community, such as generational trauma to toxic behavior in Filipino families. My team and I want to raise $5,000 by the end of February. With your support, your donation will go towards different parts of production, such as production design, catering, and many more. I'm working with talented creators and friends to tell a story that's close to my heart, and I hope this story can resonate with people, whether Filipino or not. If you want to support my film and team, please donate to our Season Spark in our bio. And if you want to follow our adventure making this film, please follow our Instagram at The Filipino Goodbye. Your support will help me and my team create a world and story we hope people in our communities are proud to see themselves in. My name is Raymond Tish.
Hello.
Hello,
I guess we're live. Hello. Hey everyone, my name is Adrian Pangilinan. I'm one of the co-founders for the FilAm Film Collective. Also, I added online programmer to the mix because at this point, I'm one of the people that's been carrying the that's been carrying the online shows that we've been doing since lockdown. And so for today, this is another edition of Behind the Scene, where we get to talk to some of our favorite people behind the scenes about their process, their artistic journeys, and also their projects that they are currently working on. And for today, we have Raymond Tish and Nathan Angelo of the Goodbye. The Filipino Goodbye? I'm sorry. The Filipino Goodbye, right?
Yeah, The Filipino Goodbye.
The Filipino Goodbye. Sorry, I had it backwards because I worked on a project called The Goodbye Party. My bad. Okay. Raymond, would you like to introduce yourself?
Of course, yeah. Thank you so much, Adrian, for having us be part of the the FilAm Film Collective. So, hello everyone. My name is Raymond Tish. I'm a Filipino American director and content creator based out of New Jersey. Also, I'm a senior at Montclair State University, finishing up my senior semester. And the Filipino Goodbye is my senior thesis for this project, and I'm really happy to be part of it. Part of directing and writing, and having this personal vision of mine come to life with working with so many awesome and talented people.
Oh, thank you. Okay, Nathan, you're next.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nathan Angelo. I'm born and raised in San Jose, California. I was raised by two of the most hardworking people I know. I moved to the East Coast to go to Montclair State University, actually, and I just graduated last month with a BFA in musical theater. I'm an actor, singer, dancer, and I also produce. And I'm line producing The Filipino Goodbye. I'm really excited to bring the story to light as well. And yeah, thank you all for being here.
Okay, so I was doing a little bit of my little nitty stalkings online before we got online, and I saw that you graduated magna cum laude, Nathan.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
To for our other kapatid Raven, who is currently is this your senior, are you currently on your senior year?
Opo, this is gonna be my last semester at MSU.
I'm curious. So it seems to be that this project is a is your thesis, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling really good about it. Um, and one thing that I like, I guess, told my friend about like this recent checkup, I told him that I felt calm and excited, which are feelings that I haven't felt in this project for a while. And this is really those feelings of being calm and excited are, I guess, good things. Especially for the past few months, and especially for the past few weeks, I've been trying to find a topic, an idea that I really wanted to write about, and watching, I guess, reading my friend's poem, their poem, the Filipino Goodbye, and also having my professor ask us or telling me like write what you know for this project, and I was like, oh, let me write about this personal experience. And working with many people throughout the past few weeks, we made a lot of big accomplishment throughout, and I'm really happy of where we at right now and what we're planning to do during the next few weeks.
Nice. With that being said, how like how long ago was it when you started this project?
Mhm. So we started this project. I guess the idea of it started during the summer, and then, but the majority of actually production or pre-production started in mid-January, which is quite crazy. Right now, I know it's February, and working with Rohita, which is also the producer, and working with Nathan, and working with multiple other talented uh, creators, and which are part of the team during the past few weeks, we made a lot of progress in between. And it's just crazy to think about like back in January and seeing how much how much improvement we went was really fast, and I'm really grateful for working with them ever since.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy? It felt like January was like 5 months ago.
My
But that was
God,
just
Yeah.
but that was just
really?
last month. Yeah. And so like what I said behind like in the background before we went on live, my thoughts and questions will just kind of like be popcorning from everywhere. So I'm assuming that you just had this whole semester. The timeline for this project is a semester, right?
hmm
Oh
I
wow.
guess for this project, this was a full year, so fall semester and spring. Um,
Okay.
but the idea of the script itself was developed during, I guess, was developed during what do you call it, during the fall semester. However, the finalized version was like finalized a few weeks ago, in a sense.
See.
Yeah.
Congratulations, congratulations. And both of you guys can chime in any of these questions that I asked, by the way. So from what I read and also from what I've kind of picked up on from your Seed and Spark, which just went live yesterday. Um,
Yeah.
so for the story, is this is this something that's happened to you, or is this something that you are anticipating to happen after college?
hmm
I'm curious.
Um, yeah, I guess this story of mine didn't really happen to me. However, I'm taking personal experience of growing up Filipino, experiences being comfortable in my like college life, and like going back home, which is quite two lives in a way, and kind of like using that story to help create a story of like experiences that people often shared about like post grad life and how they like went through. And as the combination of both, I guess it might be a way of like predicting like how it is, maybe, just in terms of like post grad and like the idea of trying to find a job. However, there are themes in the film that I definitely want to share, whether it's the generational gap between first gen Filipinos and immigrant parents, to also the generational gap between um, first Fil- uh, first gen Filipinos and also first gen Filipinos in
Yes.
between that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Nathan, is there anything that you want to kind of piggyback on? Maybe from what you've experienced with working on
Yeah.
this,
The,
and actually, what made you say yes to being the line producer?
well,
Because
it's
that role is not easy.
yes. For me, I was in a show over the summer in New York City. It was called Here Lies Love, and it was and it
Wait,
was
you were in that show?
yes, I was Paul.
As what? Wait,
I
hold
was in.
on. Wait, hold. No way.
Yes, Paul.
But what role?
No, I was in the ensemble, Paul. Yeah, I was. Yeah, I
Okay,
was.
come on, you gotta work. Come on. Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue. Okay.
Okay lang po. So riding off of like kind of the momentum that I generated, because Here Lies Love for me was like one of those processes where it was unlike anything I thought it was gonna be, but everything I needed, right? And so in that show, like I was surrounded by like my community, and for the first time I was able to be given an opportunity to like look at my relationship with my culture and see like what I myself would like to work on. And so moving forward, like a thing that I really wanted to make sure, especially like in the new year, was that I wanted to ensure that I continued to, I guess, tailor my focus to other projects that are about pertaining and starring people of Filipino and Filipino American diaspora.
Yes.
And so when I heard that Ray was doing this film, and I had met Ray like a couple times throughout our time at Montclair together, but it's funny, like I actually haven't really. It was only until recently that we were really really talking as much as we have been, because now that we're working together, and I just have to say Ray's fantastic. Ray's really fantastic. But to continue what I was saying, I said yes to this because I really felt like a lot of the things that are discussed within the film are reflective of what I myself have experienced growing up in that kind of environment, where like we'd like drive. I'm from San Jose, so we'd like drive down to like Southern California. Like everybody would meet at somebody's house, and like all the family was there, like our family friends, and like there was like, I guess, things that we could call quote unquote good and quote unquote bad. But ultimately, like I think the fact that we're choosing to create a film that focuses on just like us being us in our element and our environment is a thing that really stuck out to me. Because like there's all these stories where it's like big and flashy, or it's like about like something that's like a really big event in our history, but to just be able to like boil it down to just like who we are and who we are when we're together, I think is a thing that really struck me the most. And so I was like, I would love to work on this with you, Ray, and use whatever resources I have available in order to help make sure that like stories like this are seen by not only us, but everybody, honestly.
Thank you. Yeah, from I guess what I picked up on, because I know that when you left me on that boulevard is one of your kind of like, I guess, key inspos. I feel like, I guess now looking back at that project, like almost 2 years in, I feel like what maybe also too, I feel like is what is, or can be present in this project is really tuning in to the authentic specificity of like what's happening, and especially the more like, I mean, not necessarily cringe, but the more like I guess cringe. Yeah, I think some moments, like the more cringe it feels like to you, the more real that it, or the more real and universal it actually speaks all across different kinds of people and cultures. Okay, so before we continue, sorry, I'm rusty, y'all. It's been a hot second, but we have 11 million viewers tuning in live. Come on.
Yeah.
And then I want to read some of the comments. Okay, let's see. Okay, come on. There you go. Someone says, "Hey, Ray," and then let's see.
Abby. Oh, Seth Imperial is our gaffer for the set, and Abby Zat is our one of the graphics members, graphic designers for the social media.
Oh wow! I mean, from what I'm seeing, it's great, and at least for me, from my experience, I feel like I don't know so much gaffers. So bad respect to gaffers out there.
Oh, that's my mom.
Mylene says hi. Hello, Auntie. How you doing? Hello. So proud of you guys. We need more moms like that to show up on social media and not be ashamed to say how proud they are of their kid. Okay.
Yes.
MSU. Yes, come
Oh, it's my
on.
dad.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
my dad.
Really? Aw. Hi, Dad. Hello po. Wow, I'm kind of speechless. The comment section is popping off. Come on.
Yes.
I can't
That's my
wait.
yeah, my one of my uncles.
Nice.
Wait, Aaron, yes.
For everyone that is tuning in live, which I know now we have some family members, don't be shy in helping spread the word for their Seed and Spark because every second counts. So, which we will talk about um, in a second. So, super relatable story. Let's see.
Rahita, yeah,
Hi.
our other
Yes.
producer for the TFG.
Where are you? Should join us. Sure. Hashtag Filipino love. Dang, there's a
Frank,
lot of love in
he's
here.
our editor for yeah, our editor and sound mixer.
Wow. Y'all should have just joined in here. Come on.
Yeah.
No, but that's great though. Okay, so let's continue. So before we started, you were talking about um, just wanting to share where you're at now in the process of this project, Raymond. So
Mhm.
speaking of that, where are you guys in the process of this project right now?
Yeah, so let's see. So right now we're 2 weeks out till production. Um, we got a full team of crew members. And also right now we have for casting wise, we have 6 out of 7 roles. Um, if anyone knows an older Filipino actor, who can play a 40. I guess the age range of it is 40 to 60, and his name is the name of the character is Tito Danny. If anyone knows, that'd be awesome. However, for the rest of the production itself, um, we're going really well. We released our Scene Spark I guess yesterday, and yeah, we're 2 weeks out, and we just finished our location scouting on Friday with our DP, producer Rahita, and our gaffer, and it went really well. And yeah, we're excited for the next 2 weeks just to well, I guess we're in the grind time of the project and getting all the
I
last minute
know.
logistics out. Yeah.
I know. I was gonna ask, are you nervous yet?
I think as of right now, I think I guess I come kind of nervous, kind of stressed out, but I think what's keeping me like motivated throughout like each week, or I guess throughout the production, or I guess process of this film is one of which is taking each day by day, and focusing on the tasks that I need to be done. That's been helping me a lot. Just looking at the entire project as a small scale thing, and also just holding on the I guess fun moments and happy moments that I've been feeling good, and kind of like holding that on till whenever that kind of lasts till. And I think that's been helping me uh, create this project in this short time, while kind of like juggling the different parts of it, whether it's this thesis itself to school to just my personal life as well. But yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy because I myself graduated. That's almost six. I lost count at this point. So it's been a minute, and it's kind of it's really I don't know. Every time I hear about people working on their thesis, I think because I also did a thesis myself, but in dance. Um, I can't help but just kind of like I am with you because it's really meant to stretch you. You know, it's really meant to kind of test everything you have, everything that you've learned within the last couple of years, and kind of really see what you're made of. You know, and I just also want you to know that enjoy the process. You know, this is I'm not sure how many films you've made at the moment, but at least this one for sure is really gonna kind of help set the tone for kind of launching you into the professional world of filmmaking. So
Mhm.
like sooner than later, you're gonna be you know one of us out there. So yeah, we're excited for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, I have another question for the both of you. So since what does the title mean to you, the Filipino Goodbye?
Hello. right? At least to me, it's kind of like hello. It's like it's at least how I interpret, I think, what's going on. When I would like say to my parents, like, hey, like, are we gonna go soon? They'd be like, yeah, like, we're saying goodbye right now. And like 20 minutes would go by. And I'd
Oh
be
yeah.
like, hey, like, are we gonna go now? And they're like, no, 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 no. Like, we haven't said bye yet. I was like, didn't you say we're leaving? Like, it's kind of just like that I feel like to me for so long was a kind of like a cultural miscommunication. But now like that I'm grown and like able to look back on like moments like that in my past, I I'm like, oh, like it's just because they wanted to say hello again, and that they have this opportunity, this guaranteed moment with someone that they have this familiar connection with, and just kind of want to make it extended like a little longer and a little longer and a little longer. So that's kind of what it is to me.
Nice. What about you, Raymond?
Let's see. I think when I think about the Filipino goodbye, I think about the intricate and intimate moments of, I guess, the idea of like, I guess it's the climax of a Filipino party. I guess the idea of it is that, with the Filipino goodbye, it's the extension of our like a goodbye, where like, where some people will say goodbye and leave. However, at like, well, from my experience being at Filipino parties, they're saying goodbye would take 30, 45, maybe in an hour, just to catch up and kind of like say our last moments to each other. And I think the Filipino goodbye is a reflection on what is like family and what are like the final last moments we want to, like, I guess, have together before saying our goodbyes by then. And yeah.
Nice. Okay, again for the both of you, out of all the projects that y'all could have all decided to work on, why this one and why does this story matter? Whoever wants to
Mhm.
go first.
Right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. So I guess with all the projects I've been working on for the past 4 years, this is gonna be my fourth project of, I guess, fourth short film of my, I guess, my filmmaking professional career. Um, and I think this film really matters because this film, with so many other, I guess this film was created from the idea of how do I see myself, I guess, how do I see myself in the world of film, and also just being a Filipino American. Because I was watching several films, whether it's The Debut, When You Left Me on That Boulevard, and other films that I was like, you know what? There's not that many films that surround the coming of age experience. And I think this is a story that I definitely want to tell. And also just to have a story that hopefully resonates with different communities, not only from the Filipino community, like communities, whether it's from graduating post grad to communities that kind of have these topics that kind of surround the generational trauma to toxic behavior and gossip. And hopefully this is a film that we can bridge that gap and also extend those conversations in between. And yeah, and also this is just a fun way just to like say goodbye to, I guess, my college experience, and then stem off to my professional, soon to be professional field of filmmaking and directing.
Did you before I give it off to Nathan to answer that same question?
Mhm.
Did you what? I'm just curious. What were your other working titles? Did you have any working titles?
Yes. So for my first film, it's called Blink. It surrounds a Chinese American family that kind of goes through different, like, I guess, blinks into like COVID in 2020, 2021 into 2022, 2022. Validation is I guess you can say it's like slice of life Filipino American film, which talks about Alex, who's the main character, that goes around, like, talks with his family about their I guess the stages of like applying to colleges and like expectations, or going against the expectation of being a nurse. And as for my third film is my Eternal Blossom, in which we're finishing up not pre-production, oh my god, post-production, and we have our final cut. Like, I was just talking to Gabby, my editor, today, and that
Nice,
surrounds around a Korean American family. And yeah,
nice.
and
Are
then
you
this film. Oh.
Are you mixed with? I'm sorry. Are you like are you full Filipino or are you mixed with any? I'm curious.
Mhm. I guess yeah. I guess I'm 75% Filipino and 25% white.
Wow. The Tisch. Yeah, I was like, I know there's like the Tisch University in New York.
Mhm.
I was like, wait, no, I'm just kidding.
Mhm.
Nice. Okay, well, I'm gonna let you take a breather, and then I'm gonna have Nathan take the center stage and talk about. I forgot the question. It is, why does this story matter? Okay, go ahead.
Uh, Hi again, everybody. I think the story matters, um, especially right now, because I think we're in an age where a lot of like immigrant child and immigrant parent relationships are are opening up. I think at least for me and like my experience, like growing up like Filipino American, like I I had like this split between like what I wanted to do and what my parents thought was okay for me to do, and like ways that they were maybe parenting me that I didn't necessarily think I agreed with. And like now that I'm older, I'm like looking back on all the like sacrifices, the long hours at work, all the things that they did for me while I was growing up that I was just ignorant to. I think it's, at least for me at this stage of my life, like I'm done with college. I now live in New York City and I'm based here. I'm working here, and I'm not able to be with my parents anymore. And it's, I guess subconsciously, and maybe this is just stuff I'm realizing right now, but I think for me, the Filipino Goodbye matters because it's kind of like me saying goodbye to a chapter of my life that I loved so much, and that was so impactful for me positively in allowing me to dedicate time to like creative endeavors and really like, I don't know, really just relish in being alive. And now that I'm out of college and I got my degree and I'm living and working here in New York, like I just reminisce on times that like I could just be with them, um and how simple that was. And now that we're 2 weeks away from production, and that we've been working with the social media team to get like content out. I really want, now that our Seed and Spark campaign is launched, I'm really wanting to delve into like other kinds of content that we can create that like will build the world of the film. And one of the posts that we did was about like Filipino immigration, or we have something about food coming up, and just trying to build community with this film and sort of like family with this film within like the Filipino American, Filipino entertainment community. Has been something I've wanted to do for a while, and it's really cool to see it take form and take shape and also take off. I'm seeing all these new creatives that I just have never known before, and investing my time into an area of creativity that I myself don't have the most experience in, but I'm learning and shifting and growing every day. And it's been a really, really beautiful time, honestly.
Okay, so it looks like Raymond is fixing his camera, but it's okay. He's back.
My bad.
There you go. No,
Hey,
no, it's okay. I was gonna say you're good. So it looks like we've kind of like shifted, Shi- shifted the grid just a little bit. I feel like I have questions. Hmm. Is there any? Okay, so before we go to the concluding part, actually, which will be the seed and spark, is there anything else that you guys want to share about the project? You guys want to ask, or in between that, anything that you guys feel really like the burning fire desire to share to our audience here watching?
Let's see. I guess I have some things I definitely want to talk about.
Please.
I think I don't know. It's been really awesome just seeing all the, I guess, feedback and comments that we've been getting over the past few months, and seeing
Oh
like
yes.
comments like, oh, like, you know this is something I resonate with, or like, I guess comments are like, I really want to see this happening. I guess I got a comment. Let me see if I can pull up or I guess read the comment. But it was like the idea of like, the last film that I saw about this coming of age is like, you know, the debut. And that's been like in the debut, like kind of like the debut happened like long. Oh, how long?
That movie, I mean, actually, I don't know when the movie came out, but I get the feeling that that movie exceeded its age of the debut.
Yeah,
It's been like at least more than 18 years, I feel like.
yeah. And
I couldn't believe that.
I think also this film, I guess it's just the modern twist of like just what is like being a I guess first gen Filipino American at this time, and I just idea of like graduating. And also like what Nathan said is that we definitely want to build a community outside the film itself. Not only this is a personal film of mine, this is a personal film that is made by friends, family, and made for the community. So one idea that I've been, I guess, talking with my friend Sam, who is also a Filipino content creator, we within the social media, we wanted to ask different content creators, I guess Filipino content creators, to see if they're interested in joining our project in terms of like, I guess, creating videos on like what's it like being Filipino, and kind of like having the extension from there. But yeah, I think that's one project that I guess I have in mind with her, and definitely want to like, you know, share further with the crew. And also another idea that I had like, I guess, thought about last I guess yesterday actually, was the, you know, the Filipino Goodbye tour. I definitely, you know, I definitely want to, once the film is like, you know, finished out, I definitely want to like go out to different Filipino American organizations, to different Asian American organizations, to also to share about this film, and also to bring other content creators and also other directors within the Asian American slash Filipino diaspora to share their story on top of that. And yeah, I was like thinking like, let's go to different schools and reach out to like different organizations to see if we can you know, kind of pitch this idea, you know, in a for this tour. And you know, that will come down the line, but that's like one idea that that I had, which is just cool to see.
Yeah, actually, as you were sharing, before I pass the mic to Nathan, your mom says hashtag never ending goodbye.
Uh,
Actually, like, I mean, so when I got your video to play for this live stream, it actually like went to one of your vlogs on your channel.
mhm,
Um, and I saw you in, or like at least the preview was you interviewing people, and I was like, what? And I'm sure you already had this idea. I was
mhm,
like, what if you actually just interviewed like other Filipinos, which I mean, it might sound like they might say the same thing, but at least ask them what does Filipino goodbye mean to you, at least to kind of get them like, that being part of possible, promo, and PR to like, yeah, like what you said, engage in the community in itself,
mhm.
versus this being like an isolated, kind of container. So, okay. Nathan, I'm going to pass the mic to you.
Oh,
Oh,
Nathan,
you're
you're
mute.
muted.
You're
Wait, Nathan,
muted.
you're muted.
Hello. Can you
Okay,
hear me?
awesome. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
I asked. The question was just something that I'm stirring about in terms of how it relates to the film, like something that I've been really wanting to talk about.
Yeah. If there's anything else that that I may have missed out on asking, and we hadn't been able to cover before
yeah.
we go to the last part and promote the and talk about the scene and spark.
Cool. Well, for those of y'all that are here now, I think something that I've been curious to talk about, but more ask is, for those of you watching, what are those kinds of things that, in your own experience with your Filipino-ness, whether it's in the Philippines or in America or in any country, um, are things that you may have noticed or been made aware to in recent years? Because I think about this a lot in terms of kind of like, I feel like how society has shifted to more like, I guess, inward thinking since the pandemic, and how art coming out of that is kind of at least lately to me has been a lot of kind of things that are geared towards just self-awareness Because for like a film like this, where we're talking about like an immigrant child and his familiar relationships with his parents and his titos and titas and all of his cousins, like I think that it's one of those things where yes, we're looking at that specific kind of thing through our lens, like the Filipino lens, but also like universally, like we're also telling this story about a person with his family and just those kinds of relationships that differ from where his family may be from. So yeah, I guess really my focus in the coming weeks is just going to be engagement, and also really having conversations where we try to dissect and pick apart the things that make us us. Yeah, that's really what I want to focus on.
Nice. Something came up to mind as I was listening to the both of you, and this is maybe going back to the approach of the storytelling and even maybe the directing and the execution. And also having worked in one myself with a very similar theme, which I love, by the way. I'm always pro Filipino stories. Come on. um, how like treatment wise, I guess, like how deep do you all really want to like I guess two things actually. Like how deep do you want to get into the Filipino-ness and the specificity of our diaspora, especially being like Filipino Americans here,
Mm-hmm.
and also like what and in that too, like how do y'all plan to like kind of mix it up? Because you know what I mean. Because at this point, it's kind of it's becoming a, which is great in my opinion, but I feel like it's also kind of um, a lot of films are starting to kind of circulate around this theme. So how do you all also plan to approach this differently and make it your own?
Well, at least for me, it's like understanding that my relationship to my culture, being a Filipino, it must be vastly different than that of race or yours. You know, just like coming from from an angle where like I don't know what your experience is like. I know what mine is like. If we can talk about it and have a conversation about it, then maybe we can mediate that kind of divide. And I think that's sort of what I was saying earlier as well, in terms of just like my relationship with my parents. Because as a kid, like we wouldn't communicate, you know, like either they'd get upset or I'd get upset, and one of us wouldn't want to talk to the other, you know. And it's because of that kind of like inability to communicate exactly what you need and how you feel that I feel like got in the way of like fostering like a healthy communicative relationship. And now that I'm older, you know, I look, like I said, I keep looking back. Like that's kind of what this film has been to me. It's like see you later kind of thing. Um, but I'm like, oh, like maybe that's the best way for all of us to get along, is if from the bat we understand that like my relationship and my experience is just gonna be totally different than yours because of XYZ, you know. So at least for me, that's kind of how I want to approach kind of that kind of mix, is just to incorporate that.
Thank you. What about you, Raymond,
Yeah,
being
I
the
think.
director and writer of the film?
Yes, I think. Yeah, I think the approach is. I guess the way I guess view this project is that, you know, this experience of the Filipino Goodbye is, I guess, a singular moment of, I guess, experience of the Filipino American diaspora. I might not get a chance to cover everything, whether it's like the world building to the way the storyline is. However, this is just, hopefully there's a chance that that resonation, or I guess a chance that like the viewer and the community can like resonate with this like singular experience. Also within the process itself, especially just writing it, I have a team, working with a team of writers that we wrote about the script, and coming from different backgrounds and also different like backgrounds of being Filipino, help gave, I guess, the script itself more of like layers of like, I guess, the world building of the Filipino diaspora and world building, and also just also sharing the script too with multiple people helped a lot. Like for example, like at the end, I guess at the end, I showed the script to one of my friends, and we're like, he mentioned about like, oh, you know, I guess with his experience with his like mom, like his mom doesn't really like apologize physically as like a love language, and we're like, oh shit, like my parents do the same. Well, I guess my parents like they don't say sorry in a physical way, but however, acts of service is the way they apologize. And using those different experience from different talking to different people to working with different working with writers helped gave this script of the Filipino the world building more of a deeper level, and then like trying to focus this experience of this film like catered to like I guess my own personal experience and writing that off from there.
Yeah, because I was gonna say too, like, I mean, like I was gonna say I'm East Coast. I'm West Coast, and then you both are East Coast. Um, I'm not sure if y'all have heard. Have you guys heard of the recent Asian Persuasion? You guys hear about that movie with Dante Basco?
I think
Oh, I heard
so.
about
Yeah, I
it.
heard about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I
they
wasn't
filmed it
able
in
to
New
see it.
York. Oh, you weren't able to see it yet?
No,
Okay.
I weren't. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one with Casey Concepcion, and Dante Basco, and
Right. I think I may know
Paulo
one of.
Montalban.
Yeah, I think I know. I know. I've met Dante and Paolo, but I think I also know one of the producers of the film. I didn't get to see it though, unfortunately.
Mm. Yeah, so the reason why I bring that up is because they um they had it at the oh excuse me, they had it at the San Diego Filipino Cinema like last October, and like I I personally enjoyed it, but I could just feel, and then also to just kind of like reading like some of the comments, I guess maybe online with a trailer, and I think just kind of like vastly seeing like the different opinions of the
Uh,
different experiences of what it's like to be Filipino, because clearly in that movie, as I understood it to be, we were seeing two FilAms based in the East Coast, so there's already like that, those like added layers
right.
to yeah, like added layers, like especially like when you left me on the boulevard, like obviously like the layers were so much more conducive to the San Diego. And I was telling Raymond we actually filmed it at the neighborhood across from where I'm at right now.
Oh
So it
wow.
does have like the seasoning of like West Coast, San Diego, Paradise Hills,
Hmm.
so yeah, the specificity in itself already is very different.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so we are at the time. We are at 3:50 actually, so we are down to the last part of the show. For everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Um, okay, so I want to get to the nitty gritty of the seed and spark. So, can you, whoever wants to start first, can you all talk about the logistics of what you all need to raise, how many percent, and by when? Because not everyone knows about how seed and spark works. I guess that'll be you, Raven. Take it
Yes,
away.
of course. So hello everyone. So we just launched our Scene Spark yesterday, and yeah, the logistics for this production is that by the end of I guess our 28 days, within I guess the Seed and Spark I guess deadline, we want to raise $5,000 by then in 28 days. And right now, we have $20 out of 5,000, which is I guess pretty good. Like we're happy that like with this like I guess starting it yesterday, we do have like support from people, and I guess the way I guess for this project on Seed and Spark, there we have incentives in which we have different incentives which include like for $20 a social media shout out, to $100 thank you credits to behind the scenes photos from set, um, for $250 handwritten note and a physical copy of a Polaroid from set. And also with these like levels, these advanced levels, you'll also get the incentives coming from below it as well.
Yes, they
Another
stack.
one, yes, they stack. And then as for 300 the $300 level, we have access to the early screening, and then for the 700 we have associate producer credits. And yeah, I guess the with the Seed and Spark, we definitely have our mission statement to the information about the team, to the story, to also our directors, our I guess my director's statement about the entire project as a whole. But yeah, feel free to share this Seed and Spark I guess link with everyone, whether it's like Facebook groups. I think the best way is I guess getting Facebook groups, especially within the the Filipino community with all the titas and titos like going through there. Um, and let's see, am I missing anything else, Nathan, for the Scene Spark, or anything you want to like touch upon?
Yeah. Also, feel free if you like want to read some of those. Like a director's statement, or that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to read your director statement, right? Or
Oh
do you
yeah.
want to? I bet.
Okay, awesome. So this is my director statement. So, two things sparked the creation of this film: my friend's poem, "The Filipino Goodbye," and my professor saying, "Write what you know." The Filipino Goodbye is based on some part of my personal experience growing up being Filipino, being a Filipino American, attending Filipino parties, and feelings that I felt coming back home to college time to time, and addressing topics that are prevalent in the Filipino community that go unspoken, such as generational trauma, to toxic behaviors and gossip. With your support, I'm working with talented creatives and friends to tell a story that I hold close to my heart. I hope this story can resonate with people, whether Filipino or not, and create a conversation about closing the gap between generational trauma. Your support will help me and my team create a world and story we hope people in our community are proud to see themselves in. And yeah, that's our I guess my director's statement for this piece.
Be said by the director themselves. Okay, Nathan, take it away.
I'm going to read what we need and how people can help. Just to make
Yes,
sure.
read all of it. Don't be
I got
shy.
you.
Don't be
I got
shy.
you.
Come on.
Is my mic working?
Yes.
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 All right. So no amount is too small to support our team of passionate creators, whether through donations, sharing with friends or family even, or reposting our mission on social media. Your attention and consideration will help us reach the audience this film deserves. For Seed and Spark specifically, it requires that we raise at least 80% of our goal for the project to be funded. We must reach the goal in 30 days or we don't receive any funds at all. By reaching our goal of 5,000, we will be able to dress up locations, secure quality camera and lighting gear, and most of all, make sure everybody is fed and has a place to stay. Our funds will also be utilized in our post-production process to help bring this film to life. Any additional donations will also be worked into compensating our actors and crew members. We wouldn't be here without your generous and kind support. So yeah, essentially, anything helps really. Like nothing is too small in terms of how we can amplify the voice of our film, whether it's $1 or a repost or you copying the link and sending it to a friend or posting it in a group that you're in. We appreciate any kinds of support. And we appreciate the fact that you're deciding to be in community with us. Yeah. And you guys can, all this information is going to be on the page, including our plan and timeline, like production weekend, post-production, and festival run distribution. And yeah, if you choose to support us, we're eternally grateful for your time and consideration. And please take the time to share our message. Our Instagram is the Filipino Goodbye, and our Seed and Spark is linked down below.
Yay. Yeah, that was very effective. I was like, y'all read the stuff that you guys took time to write. Yeah, I guess for me, my closing remarks is so for me, so I'm the one that obviously like opened up that message on Instagram. And though I just needed some time to like just kind of get myself together. But when I read it, I without a doubt I knew for a fact that I wanted to do whatever we can as a like this part of the FilAm community in San Diego to kind of help uplift and amplify the project that you guys are trying to do, because we're kind of about the same thing too, and we're like, fuck yeah, come on. So again, thank you for trusting us with this opportunity to kind of provide the platform to help amplify y'all's upcoming project and mission and vision.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you so
us.
much.
Truly.
Thank you. Okay, so before actually, we're not done yet, but before we let y'all go, again, I just want to play this video as part of our closing. And then we'll say our closing remarks officially. Okay, in 3, 2, 1.
My name is Raymond Tish. I'm a Filipino American director, and I'm making a short film called The Filipino Goodbye. And I need your help bringing this film come to life. This film is about experiences of post-grad life and intricacies of familial relationships through our protagonist, Zach Javier. This film takes place at a Filipino party with tons of food, people, and gossip. Films that inspired this short film are The Debut, When You're Left Me on This Billboard, and Fruits of Your Labor. The Filipino Goodbye are based on my experiences growing up as Filipino, feelings that I felt coming back home from college, and topics prevalent in the Filipino community, such as generational trauma to toxic behavior in Filipino families. My team and I want to raise $5,000 by the end of February. With your support, your donation can go towards different parts of production, such as production design, catering, and many more. I'm working with talented creators and friends to tell a story that's close to my heart, and I hope this story can resonate with people, whether Filipino or not. If you want to support my film and team, please donate to our Seed and Spark in our bio. And if you want to follow our adventure making this film, please follow our Instagram at The Filipino Goodbye. Your support will help me and my team create a world and story we hope people in our communities are proud to see themselves in. My name is Raymond Tish.
Okay, so since I already said my closing remarks, we'll start with Nathan and close off with Raymond. Go ahead.
Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, Adrian, and your team for having us today. It was really great to just be in community with you and talk about things that I don't necessarily have an opportunity to talk about all the time. It's really nice to talk about how our culture blends in with our work and our art and our lives, and how our lives inform our art. So this has just been an absolute blast. If you guys enjoyed this interview with us, please give us a follow, check out our Seed and Spark, and take care.
Yeah, go ahead, Raymond, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you once again, Adrian, and your team at the FilAm Film Collective for just having us be part of, this podcast interview.
Hey, someone just donated. Sorry, I'm just reading off comments.
Hey, awesome. I just want to say, and also to everyone who are watching right now and just supporting this film, it means a lot. It means a lot. I really appreciate it. This project is very personal of mine, and I'm really happy that I'm able to work with the best people that I can, whether it's for pre-production, production itself, and post. And once again, shout outs to District 3, Mufasa, my family, and everyone who else supported this film. I can't wait to share this vision of this film, whether it's through the film itself and also the film, and also the work outside of the film itself. And feel free to follow us and donate to our film. And once again, not only this is a film of mine, this is a film made for and made by friends, family, and for the community as well. Thank you.
Thank you all. It looks like that is it for behind the scene, and hopefully we will do more, but we will see where we're at. But for now, please show some love for those that will also be watching in replay, because I think there will be people watching this in replay. Please check out their Seed and Spark. And for me personally, I feel like y'all will get your goal and much more than that. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.